Hey tappers. So today's video is gonna get personal. For those of you who've been in our community for a while, you've heard me do some videos about my goal of attempting to learn how to do the splits again and struggling to figure out why I couldn't get there and giving myself the support that I needed or that I thought that I needed. I still wasn't getting the results and that was confusing to me. I finally have my answer. It's a bit of a good news, bad news scenario, but I want to use myself as an example of how important this information in this video can be for you. What I've discovered is the reason why all of my strengthening techniques and my flexibility techniques haven't worked for my body is because I have just been diagnosed with hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. It's a genetic connective tissue disorder. So long story short, my body isn't built the same way as other bodies. And there's a very specific way I have to address my strengthening and my flexibility in order to not be injured. It's a very different approach than anything I've ever known. Therefore, my entire life, everything that I thought was helping my body has actually been hurting it. But this also gives me so many answers for all of the weird things that my body and my life experience has been since I was a child. And even more things that I didn't realize weren't normal, which is why I want to give you this video, because if you are having an experience where you feel like this is so hard, it shouldn't be this hard, you're probably right. So what I offer to you here is, what have you not questioned? What in this process are you accepting as normal that maybe therein lies your answer as to why it's harder than it has to be, or it's harder than it should be, or it's harder than it could be? And if you're not quite sure how to answer that question, let's talk about how you can use tapping to help. And the fact that this blew me away is a bit ironic for me, because so often I sit in sessions with people while they have this mind-blowing moment of, hold on, that's not normal. Not everybody feels this way. Not everybody acts this way. Not everybody does that this way. That's my answer. So get clear on the scenario of which you are questioning, not what parts of it, but the whole picture, the big picture. Go ahead and start tapping and ask yourself these questions. What are all of the aspects of this goal that I am currently aware of? What are my facts? What are my hopes? What are my action steps? What are the supports that I feel like I need that I cannot provide on my own? What are the steps that I expect from myself that haven't manifested yet, or that have been too difficult for me to accomplish? What do I perceive to be my biggest blocking points? What do I perceive to be my fault as to why it hasn't happened yet? If I could pick 3 things that would be the most pivotal for me, if I could change them in order to gain success in this area, what would those 3 things be? Take your answers, make a graph with them, and then go more deeply into that. It's hard to find your blind spot, but if you start asking enough pointed questions and you allow yourself to remain curious and you begin looking at different angles, then eventually the blind spot does move into your focus. And once you know what these blind spots are, tapping can become an incredible tool for you to be able to start to build yourself up in a different way so that that no longer is a barrier for you. It's very overwhelming to know that I have a genetic disorder and all of the things that I'm having to learn and compensate in order to genuinely find health for my body. But I'm so grateful to know it. And then it's not a blind spot for me anymore. Let me know if you have more questions. I'm here for you. I'll see you soon.